I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. Now, my weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Twitter at Wise Advice. Send me your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, all to be included as part of the show. Now, before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 26 of Wise Advice. Start off the way we always do with the accountability part. Got my blue dot for the day, 39 for 34. Dug into the weeklies for a little bit, but also got 6 fit points with a good 2-mile run in 17 minutes. So it was 17 minutes and 21 seconds to be exact. A little 8:37 pace. Moderately happy with that. I mean, obviously it's good by many standards, so I'm happy there. I was a little quicker earlier in the winter, so lost a little bit of stamina with a little bit of a break. So I'll get back, but it's good to be out running again. So that was my goal, was just to get out and get doing it. So we got that done. Weighed in this morning at 178.1, BMI of 24.8, which is still in the normal range. The scale results, all I do is hop on the scale and automatically they get posted to fatdag.com. They get posted to Facebook and they go out to Twitter as well. So if you're interested in seeing that, that's where that stuff is. But I want to open up real quick with a question that I saw on Connect and didn't really I've addressed it before on Connect. I keep forgetting who knows and who doesn't know. So we'll just throw it back out there. And I get often as why do I use the name Fat Dag? And it's real simple. You know, it's my last name is Daggett. So a lot of people for a long time have called me Dag. And when I built my Weight Watchers account way back when, for the very first time, I was fat. So not happy with myself, not in a good place mentally. So a little self-humiliation. I decided to call myself Fat Dag. And now, as you know, you cannot change your name in the app. So I just kind of stuck with it. One of the cool things I like about it is it gives me a chance now. When I tell someone, you know, name is Fat Dag, they look at me and I'm like, yeah, I used to be. And it's a good opportunity to show them the before photos. And they go, oh, yeah, you were. And then it's a good conversation starter. So if I call myself Skinny Dag, they wouldn't question it. They'd be, yep, he's right. So Fat Dag it is. Fat Dag it will always be. And just kind of accepting it and moving on. Okay, digging into the inbox out of Facebook, facebook.com/wise advice. Sandy writes in and says, last June, when I first came back to Weight Watchers, I found a stash of small clothes that I stored in my basement that I thought I'd probably give to charity, size 12s and 14s. Many of them still had tags on them. Well, now they fit. I now have 10 pair of crops and blouses. Last June, I wore a 3X/24. Such a great non-scale victory. I am psyched and very happy, now down 70 pounds, 20 pounds from a lifetime goal. Sandy, great job. How cool is it when you can actually go shopping in your closet, right? It's things you've already purchased, things you already own, and you simply get to go in and find some things that you hadn't ever worn, if they still got tags on them. It's such a cool feeling. My fear for you is that with 20 pounds to go is you're not going to be able to wear these very long because you're going to rock it. You're going to keep going. And I'm a huge fan of wearing the exact size that we're supposed to be. It feels so good to wear clothes that actually fit us. And so right now, enjoy what you got. Keep working the plan. Stay focused. I'm really happy to see you're down 70 pounds. That's amazing. 70 pounds does not happen accidentally. You have to focus. You have to actually want it. You have to actually go after it. And you did. So 20 more is nothing but timing. It's just a matter of time. You've built the healthy habits. You've built the healthy lifestyle. And you're going to get there. And when you reach goal, you're going to know. When you hop on that scale for the last time in a weight loss mindset, it's different. I'm telling you, it's different. You're going to enjoy it. The next time you get on the scale from that point on, it's in a maintenance mode. And you will continue to obviously work the plan for the rest of your life. That's what we do. But the mindset is different at that point. So enjoy your hard work. Enjoy what you've done to this point. Stay mindful of where you are currently. Stay mindful of your non-scale victories, because the scale victories become a little more fewer and far between at this point, and then they eventually go away. So your non-scale victories, I'm so glad to see you tapping into that, because that is how you transition the mind so that you can maintain this for life. You look for things that wouldn't normally, the average person wouldn't recognize and wouldn't appreciate. But those of us who walk this journey, we understand exactly how cool it is to go shopping in our closet. And man, there's nothing like it. So Sandy, thanks for writing in on Facebook. Appreciate that. Great job. Next up, Leah writes in. Leah's got a real good story she posted on Connect, and so you can go ahead and find her on Connect. I'll put the Connect name in the show notes, but it all stems from a scenario where out and about, stopped at a crosswalk, got out of a car, and from the car behind her, teenage boys were yelling at her and saying, you need to lose some weight. And man, that's just absolutely terrible. And she goes on and tells the entire story. And I'm not going to read the entire thing for you, but I want to pull out a couple pieces that I thought were real awesome about it. As in the middle of that exchange, a random stranger came up to her and said, "Don't worry about it." And that's the first step. And but what was the question she asked is that, how do we deal with this scenario? We always talk a lot about being complacent when we start losing a few pounds and not giving up, even though we feel great and we know we're doing great work, and that complacency sets in. But how do we handle a scenario where the world doesn't appreciate what we're doing and the world doesn't see us the way that we see us? And man, that's a tough scenario. It absolutely is, because, generally speaking, an occasional coworker who's someone you don't see often, it takes about 40 pounds or so for them to start recognizing the change. So in that 20 to 30 range, you're feeling really good, and they may not even notice, and they don't notice your hard work, but tell you it's not at all about them. You're not doing this for them. You're not hoping, you shouldn't, even though the accolades are absolutely great. But the reason you've started this journey and the reason you built your why is for you. And so, I would caution you on, those external influences. If we need those, which they're great validation, don't get me wrong, they're absolutely great validation. But if we need them to continue the journey, then when we get to our goal, those accolades stop. So you got to tap in early into the why you're doing this, how you're feeling because you've done it, and this has no gender. I remember times when there were guys in the unit that certainly had a good time with my weight and letting me know that I wasn't within the standard, and it absolutely is painful. So in that scenario, what I did is I just set out to prove them wrong. That's all I can do. I can only work me. I can only work what I want to work. One of the things that I say is, you can call me a lot of different things at this point. You can call me stubborn. You can call me obnoxious. You can call me, whatever it is you want to tell me or call me. They're all opinions. You can't call me fat, other than, of course, the name Fat Dag. But you can't call me fat in a derogatory sense, because it's just simply not true. And no one would agree with you. So, you may find a group of people that's going to agree with you if you say that, I'm boring or whatever. You'll find some people that'll say, yeah, you're right, he is. You're not going to find anyone who's going to agree with you when you say he's fat. So that was my answer to the critics. And when you're out there and someone takes the moment, even in a negative light, and as much as it's painful, if they offer words to you in negativity, it's validation that you exist. It's validation that you've gotten their attention. And boy, how cool is it going to be now that you have their attention, how cool is it going to be when you win? And at the end of your journey, when you're at goal and you're rocking it and you're looking fantastic, that guy's still going to be a jerk, right? And that's not an opinion. That's a fact. So, Leah, I appreciate your email. I understand exactly what you're going to. I'm proud to see that you reached out to the Connect community. I'm glad to see you reached out to me. I'm glad to see you reached out to your friends, because we are better together. That's the beauty of the Connect community, is that we can discuss this stuff and we get it. There isn't a single person, that's in there that doesn't understand what that's like to be humiliated. And, it's how you handle it, how you bounce back is how you're going to determine your victory. So I want to see you win. I know you can win. I'm excited to see you win, and just keep up the phenomenal work that you're doing. And the validation certainly comes from within, and it comes from our community. You absolutely have the ability to win. So great work there. Sally writes in and asked, give me some survival tips for Easter gatherings. Yeah, that's a good one. Easter's coming right up, right? It's by the time this hits out there, I'm going to get it out there tonight. It'll be out there Wednesday. You got a couple of days to plan. I got to tell you, I'm not big on tips and tricks in that regard. I think if you approach your Easter dinner the way you approach every other dinner, you approach it with, what is my goal going into the dinner? Before you start Easter Sunday, we know it comes up once a year. Before you wake up on Sunday, make a plan for what Sunday looks like. That's all you got to do. And then stick to your plan. If your plan is to not track, then don't track. If your plan is to track, then track. If your plan is to stay under your points, then stay under your points. Set a plan. When the day is over, evaluate yourself against your plan, and then move forward. So, I would absolutely recommend tracking Easter dinner. I think it's easy to do. I think, ham is pretty good, pretty low in points. Most dinners eat Easter ham. I think portion control, you can control a lot more of it. Remember, it's only a couple bites satisfies the craving of a food. After that, you're just eating for the sake of eating, so you can take a lot smaller portions and get through it. But all those things, as you track them through and as you keep an eye on it, they're important to stay on plan, because it validates that you're doing this for you. And so set your plan ahead of time. What is it that you want to accomplish? And you should want to accomplish tracking the entire meal. If it goes negative, it goes negative. That's it. But set that goal ahead of time. I would make the decision based on where I'm at today. I would make the plan to track my Easter dinner and stay on points for the day. Because I know at the end of the day, it's just one meal, and I would much rather maintain my 24.8 BMI, my 178 weight. I personally would rather maintain that than to overindulge. The advantage to doing that is it propels your power and your strength to keep on. That focus keeps you going on. A purposeful plan to deviate from the plan makes it tough sometimes to recover. Getting back on track is harder when you get off track. It's easier, we talked about before, it's easier to stay on track than it is to get back on track. So enjoy the time with your friends and family. That's the reason you're celebrating in the first place. You can spend a lot of time with them, and it doesn't have to obsess about food. So change your focus, stay out of the room where the food is if you need to, and just really spend time soaking in the moment. And I assure you, on Monday morning when you wake up and you set your plan and you made your plan and you stuck to your plan, Monday morning is going to feel awesome. Think about what you want to feel like Monday morning. Make that decision Saturday night. Make every decision on Sunday to get to that feeling on Monday. So I think you can do it. I know you can do it. It's absolutely doable. It's important that we do it. So just go get it done. So thanks for that. Really appreciate that email. So with that, I really want you to go check out fatdag.com. I got all my before and after photos are out there. It's just my way to let you know that what you're trying to do is possible. That's the game changer for me, is I didn't know that this was even possible to lose 91 pounds at my age. I didn't even think it was, first of all, I didn't even think I needed to lose 91 pounds. But seeing the photos on Connect and seeing the before and after photos is what gave me that drive to just want to keep going. So I share my journey freely, and I share my experiences so that somebody out there goes, yeah, I can. If he can do it, then I can do it. There's nothing special about this guy. He just followed the plan. He didn't modify it. He didn't make any drastic changes. He just followed the plan. And I want you to know that that is possible. Once you know it's possible, then you set your goals and you go get them done. So there we are with that. So I really want to thank you again for tuning in. Real happy to provide this. And remember, folks, the difference between losing weight and living a healthy life and living the life you deserve versus the life you have now from a weight loss standpoint only is in your grasp. Everything else in your life is going so good. And so let's get this piece under control. I'm here for you. We're here to get it done. So that's going to do it for this time. I want to close out by saying, remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goals and go after it. I wish you good focus.